During the summer of 2014, my friend Mateo Encinosa and I began the Pine Jog Fellowship. This is a 3-part course worth 9 college credits that students may take through dual enrollment at FAU. The first semester is a week-long immersive curriculum geared towards providing participants with background knowledge of various environmental problems that are currently affecting Florida, such as the lack of sustainable practices in the business world and the decline of pollinators. Following the acquisition of this newfound knowledge, students are required to create and implement an environmental service project of their own that directly addresses one of the issues learned about in the first semester. Upon completion of their own service project, in the third semester, students team up with a partner and mentor a group of kids, ideally grades 3 to 5, throughout the entire process of creating their own environmental service project, using a curriculum previously provided for them by Pine Jog. The decline of pollinators and the lack of biodiversity due to invasive species taking over native habitat were both issues that we learned about in the first semester of the fellowship. Once we surveyed a plot of land that Northgrade Elementary owned, it was clear that the land was not much of a habitat for pollinators or native species, as it was filled with turf grass and otherwise left barren. We decided to address this problem through our project. Our goal was to change the practice of the students and faculty at Northgrade by simultaneously educating them about the importance of creating habitats for pollinators and native species, and planting a butterfly garden comprised only of native plants in order to make the school a more environmentally friendly place. Beginning our garden first required us to reach out to various native nurseries that might be potential plant donors. Following several emails and several rejections, 2 nurseries, Indian Trails and Mesozoic Landscapes, agreed to donate plants and were incredibly generous in the quantities they provided us with. Once we had acquired the plants, we cleared the land of turf grass and scheduled 2 workdays. We each gathered a couple friends and with their help completed both the planting and the covering of the garden with mulch within that weekend. Once we had completed the garden, we went on to measure the impact of the project by issuing a survey to the kids that would be tending to our garden in the future. The survey inquired as to their prior knowledge about pollinators and native species. Upon analysis of these results, we realized the kids didn't know much about pollinators or native species. All they knew was that some plants belonged here and others didn't. After seeing these results, we presented to the kids and then passed out another survey inquiring the same things as the first one. We analyzed the results of this survey and realized their knowledge had in fact increased with our presentation. And they now knew the purpose behind the garden and why it was so important to pass on this knowledge to their peers, to their parents, and to the faculty. The garden was incredibly successful, and neither of us foresaw the amount of networking and outreach it would take from us to the community. We thank the principal of Northgrade for providing us with the land and the opportunity. We thank Indian Trails and Mesozoic Landscapes for the generous donation of multiple plants. And we thank all our volunteers that came out for 2 days straight and worked for hours in the sun to help us complete this garden. We look forward to seeing our plants grow and our garden expand. We know it'll provide education for the school and a beautiful place to sit and watch the butterflies.